One more time. Good morning, Jade. Good morning, Acela. I am going to just go through a brief presentation for you. And if you have any questions at all, Jade, type them in the chat and I will try to retrieve them as I'm going through and answer them. Okay. So here we go. Let's get started. Okay. Can you see my screen okay? Great. All right, so this is a presentation about Merritt Library's resources. Here is our agenda for this presentation. We have our introduction. We're going to learn about the library resources. We're going to learn about navigating the library's website to find books, articles, ebooks, and more. And we're going to talk about effectively evaluating and citing sources to avoid plagiarism. I am Adoria Williams. This is my contact information. I am the department chair of the library, and I also teach all of the library and information sciences courses, and I'll talk a little bit about those courses in a bit. Here are some of the library's resources that are available for all students to use. Of course, we have reference librarians on site, and they are also available virtually during these hours. We have 76 library databases that contain thousands of ebooks, millions of articles, videos, images, and more, and it's all free for you to use. We have research guides that contain all types of information about particular subjects or courses of study. We have citation style guides that can help you find out the rules on how to cite things in APA, MLA, or Chicago formats. We teach research skills classes. We have LIS 85, that is a 2-unit class. And we also have a series of non-credit certificate program courses, LIS 511, 512, and 513. Those are totally free courses. And if you take all 3 of them, you will get a certificate of completion. Each one of those courses is about 3 hours long. So you can complete all 3 in a total of 9 hours. We also have Chromebook loans available. You can get a Chromebook at the circulation desk in the library, and you can request scanned copies of textbook chapters, up to 3 chapters per book. We want to avoid copyright issues. And you can make these requests on the library's webpage. So let's talk about the research process. I believe in your English 1A class, you just read something about recursive writing. Is that correct? Oh, I see something in the chat.
They're learning about the writing process for sure, and
okay,
the revision process, and they're getting really into the pie paragraphs and all of that, and they're learning how to integrate quotes, but they haven't delved into research.
Gotcha. Well, that's the next thing you'll dive into. And this is just a brief summary of the research process. Now, it is not actually a linear process, meaning you don't just go from step to step to step to step to step. You might end up going 2 steps forward and 1 step back to reevaluate information and then move forward again. And that is okay. That's part of the process, okay? But it is important to learn the process and how to do things in a way that's going to be effective for you to get the information you need to write your paper. And the LIS classes that I teach, they prepare students for this kind of process. So when you have a research paper to write, when it's been assigned to you, a good way to get started is by using the Merritt Library's free resources. So we have something called research guides that are available on our library's homepage that focus on specific areas of research or studies or assignments or general topics. And I will show all of these to you in 1 second. We also have something called OneSearch, which is a search engine that is built right into our homepage, and that will search the library's catalog and the library's databases simultaneously. So you'll be able to see by using OneSearch if we have books available in the library that you can check out. And it will also show you some articles that are found in the databases. OneSearch is very useful when you're exploring possible topics and, just kind of need an idea of what's available and you aren't sure which of the 76 databases that we have available to use. OneSearch is a good place to start. We do have the databases and ebooks, and as I said, we have 76 databases, and these databases contain popular or scholarly full text articles that are either primary or secondary sources of information. We have videos in there, ebooks, images, and many, many more things. You will find articles that are from newspapers, magazines, and academic journals here in these databases. And to access the databases, you would go to the library's homepage, click on Databases and eBooks, and then click on A to Z databases. And let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Can you see the Merritt College Library's homepage? Can you see that? Okay, great. All right, so this is our homepage, and it is
Twin, did somebody named Navarro come in?
Yes, I
And
just sent your text message. It's Freddie Stu.
oh,
Mhm.
okay, maybe
Yes.
she's probably a student. Okay, thank you.
Mhm, mhm.
you're back. Okay, we stopped. And now we're going to start again.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I would, because I thought there was another student who just come into the main.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Sorry about
Okay, so we'll pick up where we left off.
that. All right, cool.
All right. So this is the Merritt College Library's homepage, and it is available at this web address, merritt.edu/library/. And there's a lot of important things on the left-hand side of the page here. And on the PowerPoint I just showed you, I talked about a few things. I talked about OneSearch, which is right here in the middle. That is a search engine that searches the library's catalog, meaning its collection, as well as the databases. And then I mentioned the databases and ebooks. And I also talked about the research guides. So let's take a look at this. So you can access OneSearch from here as well, but I'm going to do it here in the middle. And I'm just going to type in a random topic to show you how it works. I'm going to type in food, one of my favorite topics. Make this a little bigger. There we go. And I'm going to do a search. So food is sort of a broad topic, of course. If you were doing research on a paper about food, I would recommend that you narrow it down a little bit more to something more specific because this is too broad. So you might want to look at organic food or baby food or, chemicals in food or something like that. Narrow it down because of this broad topic that you have searched, that I have searched. I have 5 million results. Okay, that's way too much to go through, right? That's why it's important to maybe narrow it down to something a little more manageable. But I'm just going to continue with this for the sake of demonstration. So out of those 5 million results, you might want to manipulate the results so that you can get a smaller amount to deal with. So you can change this pull down right here, articles, books, and more. I can just search the Merritt Library Catalog, or I could search all of Peralta's library catalog. I'm going to just search Merritt right now. And that number should change. And it did. So it went from 5 million to 4,000. because the previous search I did searched all 4 Peralta College libraries, okay? So you can continue to refine your results over here on the left side of the page. You could change the language. You could look at publication date. Maybe you want something just written in the past, couple years. So I could change it to 2018 rather, and I can refine the results even more, and the number will decrease. And you can see we went from 5 million to 4,000 to 395. Okay, much more manageable. And you, like I said, you can continue playing with the features over here on the left-hand side to get a lower number of results that you could analyze to see if they work for you. So if you look at some of these results, the page shows you the first 10. If you look at the first one, it clearly says here at the top that it is a video, and it is available online in one of our databases. So if you actually click that, you could watch the video, okay? I'm not going to do that right now, but let's continue on. You can see that the second one is a book, and it is a circulating book. It is available in the Merritt libraries system. You can actually go to the library. This is the call number. It begins with RA. You would write down this number, and you can actually find the book on the shelves in the library, and you could check it out at the circulation desk. And so on.
And just want to make sure that everyone understands circulating is exactly what you just said, Ms. Adoria, is like that it's actually a physical
yes,
book or whatever it is that's in the library that you can actually, in this case, they can check it out?
yes, you could check it out for 3 weeks, okay? So yes, whenever you see it saying Merritt Library circulating with this type of number, that is a book that you could actually go and touch and pull off the shelf and check out.
Right.
All right. And so on. Circulating book again, many circulating books. When you get to this one, number 5, you see it is a book, and it's called the Gale Encyclopedia of Nutrition and Food Labels, but it only says available online. It does not say it is available at the Merritt Library circulating with a call number. So this is a book that is an actual ebook. It is found in our databases. Now, if I did click that, it tells me on this informational page where the book is. I could see the full text of the book, meaning the entire book, through the database called Credo Reference, or through the other database that we subscribe to called Gale eBooks. All right. So I would click one of these, and the book would actually open on my screen, and I could go to the table of contents of the book, and I could find, whichever section I want, and I could just read that section if I wanted to. There's some other helpful information down here in the details section. So you have the full title of the book, the editor, you have information about the subject, and these are all live links. So if, for example, my topic that I typed in, food, which I said was really, really too broad to be researching, maybe I decided I want to look at food labeling. Well, this is a live link, and if I clicked it, it would take me to more information, more results, specifically about food labeling. Okay, you see that? Food packaging, coatings and inks. And I could continue my research if I have decided by looking through all of my results that I wanted to go in the direction of food labeling. Okay.
Ms. Adoria,
Yes.
Miss Jade has a question in the chat
Yes.
box. She says, how do you check out a book in the library? For example, is it free? Do you have to pay for it, or do you need a library card?
Okay, so if you actually walk into the library and you want to check out a book from our shelves, a circulating book, all you need to do is grab the book off the shelf that you want, or if you can't find it, ask the reference librarian to help you. We will gladly do that. You take it to the circulation desk and just show them your student ID card to check out the book. If you don't have your student ID card, but you know your student number, you can just give them that and then show them a picture ID. It's that simple. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
If the book is online, it's totally free. Okay. So if you have an ebook that you have found online, like this one that we just see is in 2 different databases. It's very simple. You just click the link and it will take you to the ebook. If you are off campus, you will have to log in. So you'll get a prompt that says log in with your Peralta portal information, okay? If you are on campus, you do not have that. But if you are off campus, you will put in your Peralta portal information to actually access the book. Okay. Let's see, do we have any more questions?
No.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jade. All right. So I'm going to go back out just for sake of time. I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to click any more links in here, but this is a great way to get started on your research. And it was all in this demonstration I did. For example, I started with food and then I started going through things and I saw something about food labeling and that might have been of interest to me. So I would have pursued that topic.
So they're going to be doing research on they're going to have choices, but it's going to be all learning. The topic will be learning, like, struggles, how students face, whether it's social, economic, stereotype struggles that affect their ability to learn, the way they see themselves as learners. We talk about growth mindset and fixed mindset. So it's all going to be like school related, education related. And so what would be the best database? What would be the best databases for that type of?
Let me take you to them. So I personally, as I said, if you are a student, you know your topic, but you still need to kind of narrow something down, go ahead and use OneSearch and just follow the steps that I just did, just to get an idea of narrowing it down, okay? If you are totally clear about your topic, you know what you want to do, then I would recommend just diving straight into the databases and ebooks, which are right here, okay? So we use this in the first demonstration I did, but now we're going straight to the databases and ebooks. So you're going to click on that from the library's homepage. This is just an informational page right here. So you can read that and learn a little bit about getting started with our databases, or you can go straight to the databases by clicking on A to Z databases right here in the blue on the left. So I click that. So we have 76 databases, and that's a lot, and you might not know where to get started. So you can do a few things. Right here at the top, there's sort of a grayish area, and you see this very first thing, it says all subjects, and there's a pull down. If you pull that down, you will see subjects, and next to the subjects, you will see in parentheses a number. What the system is doing is sort of recommending like the best databases to maybe try out for these specific subjects. So for example, if I was trying to write a paper about business, it's recommending 9 out of the 76. But we're looking at education, right? So education is recommending 5. That's not saying that the other 71 databases don't have any articles or ebooks or videos or anything about education in it. This is just saying, just start with these 5 maybe to get your feet wet and then branch out into the other 71 if you want to. So let's take a look at under education and let's look at these 5. Okay. So there they are. So it has refined the 76 databases down to the top 5 that will have information about education. And you can read underneath each one, there's a little bit of a summary about what the database can provide. All right. So the first one listed is Chronicles of Higher Education. And then there's ERIC. And then there's Gale 1, Vocations and Careers, and ProQuest, and then Teachers Resource Center. I'm going to select this one called ProQuest Research Library Social Sciences. All right. And let's see what we can find in there. You just click the link, which I did, I think. There we go. And I am off campus right now, so this is the prompt that I spoke of before. If you're off campus, you're going to have to log in with your Peralta portal information. If you're on campus, you will not get this. You are directed straight to the database itself. So I'm an employee, I'm going to click there. It's going to take me to the database. So this is the interface for this particular database, which is called ProQuest. There's the name at the top. Research Library Social Sciences. That's the full name of the database. And that's important because when you're doing your citations, you must put in which database you found a piece of information in. So it's important to note that. Now, if you are doing a search, and let's say your topic is mindset, okay? Okay. And you see, as soon as I started typing the word mindset, the database starts giving me some ideas, which could be helpful or could not be helpful. And you might say, oh yeah, okay, maybe I want to look at fixed mindsets. And you could select that, or you can just go with what you typed. All right. So I'm just going to go with what I typed. I'm going to click the little search thingy, and I'm going to see. Now it has given me 77,707 results. Once again, way too many, all right? Because I typed in mindset, that's kind of broad. So it's up to you as a student to think before you actually sit down and start searching. Think about some keywords that you can use in the search box so that you can get the best results, okay? I'm going to go with this. You always want to manipulate the results on the left-hand side. So you want full text articles. That means you want the entire article, not just a little summary or, you know, just a mention of the article in some other article. You always want to see the full text of an article. If you are looking for an academic journal article, you want a peer-reviewed article. Peer-reviewed means that experts in the same field as the author have reviewed the article before publication. Okay, so it's been reviewed.
That was a question that I think a student asked in an assignment. She said, well, why can't I just do research on Google?
Okay. This is what I teach every day. You can do research on Google, actually. You can do research on Google for background information about a topic, okay? So for example, if I were to write a paper about, you know, growth mindset and I knew absolutely nothing about it, I could go and Google growth mindset and see what comes up and just start informing myself about what it means. I could even go to Wikipedia, which is something that you should not use to actually write a paper, but I can go to Wikipedia and read the entry for growth mindset just so I understand the basics about the topic. Now, the thing about the internet, and when I go back to my presentation, I will hit on this a little bit more, but the internet is open source. It's unreliable. You don't know where a lot of things have come from. And also the internet changes every single nanosecond, okay? You don't know who's really putting reliable information on the internet. However, if you use the library's databases, you are going to be guaranteed that you are seeing high quality, reliable information. I'm sure we have all heard the term fake news. That was, you know, a really overused term over the past couple of years, but it's true. There's a lot of fake news on the internet because anyone and everyone can post. All right. So if you use the databases, you're guaranteed to get high quality information. All right. Like I said, it's okay to Google for background information to educate yourself. But if you sit down and you actually write your paper and you have to cite your sources in your works cited page or your references page at the end of your paper, you do not want to be citing Wikipedia. Okay, your instructor is going to see that and give you a big 0 on that. All right, you want to be citing high quality sources of information that you have found in the databases. All right, so if you are, like I said, if you want academic journal articles, you're going to click peer reviewed. The results have gone down from 77,000 to 19,000, okay? And you can continue playing with this. Maybe you want to change the date. Maybe you want things written just in the past, I don't know, 10, 12 years or so, update it, and so on. You just keep looking at what's available to change over here on the left-hand side. You see there's document type. I will only want articles. I don't want reviews or commentaries. I want the full text articles, and so on. So let's take a look at one of these. Let's see here. Okay, how about this one? Insufficient evidence, mindset intervention in developmental college math. Okay, that's the title of the article. And it is, the authors are listed here. I'm highlighting them. Oops, right there. Bradley Mills, and Ida Mills. It was published in a journal called Social Psychology of Education, an international journal. That's right there. This is, it looks like this is the publisher's name, the publishing company. Here is the volume, the issue, the date of publication. And then last, we have the page numbers. All of this information is important for your citations, okay? So to actually see the article, you just click the link, which is the name. It's going to open on your screen. There it is. So you could look at this, you could review it and see if it works for you, if it works for your topic, if it works for whatever your thesis statement is or research question is that you're trying to answer. If it doesn't work, go back to the results and see if there's something else in the results that work. You can just go back by clicking back to results right here. Okay. So like I said, this is the entire article. If the article does work for you, I highly recommend scrolling to the bottom and looking at the authors. Let me try to move my page a little bit. Looking to see if the author has a works cited page or references page. And look, they do. Okay. So these authors used all of these sources under the word references to write this particular article. If you like this article, you think it is great, why don't you go back and look at some of the sources that they used, okay, to see if they will work for you and for your paper as well. It's like the authors of this article have already done the research for you. So why not just use the same sources that they used? So you can click the links. These are live links to the articles, okay? The links are in blue. And they should take you to the articles and you can see if those particular articles work for you. And that is a great way of building your own references page. All right. Any questions about that? Okay, great. And you see there's so many articles these authors use to write this particular article. So this is kind of a no-brainer to use these and not have to hunt for your own sources. So like I said, this is the ProQuest database, ProQuest social science database. But one other thing I want to show you, when you find an article in a database that you really like and think it's going to work, hold on to it, because you don't want to recreate all the steps you went through to find this article in the first place. The way you hold on to it is look over here to the top right. You can download the article as a PDF. Okay. You can email it to yourself. You can print it. Hold on to it. Okay. Also, remember, if you do read this article and find some helpful information for your paper, you have to cite it on your own reference list, okay? And there's usually a citation tool built right into the databases. You see right here on the right, it says cite, and it looks like little quotation marks. If you click that, a box opens. Now, you have to make sure you select the right citation. So you have to refer back to the directions that your instructor has given you, because your instructor might say, okay, I want all of your citations in APA 7th edition. Okay, well, there's the citation for an APA 7th edition for this particular article. So you would copy that, paste it into your own Microsoft Word document, okay?
Ms. Adoria, can you go back and just do that again? How you
Sure.
got to this? Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is the article. I like the article. Right here on the right-hand side, there's a cite button. See how it pops up and it says cite? You just click that. It opens on the screen. You find the right citation style that your instructor wants. If it's APA 7, that's the first one that pops up. Otherwise, you use the pull down that is right here. And you select, maybe your instructor has said, I want MLA 9th edition, okay? Then you would select MLA 9th edition, and it shows you the complete citation in MLA 9th edition. And you have to copy the entire thing and paste it into your own works cited page. Now you'll notice, and it says MLA 9, and it says works cited, okay? That's what it would be called on the last page of your report, your paper. But if your instructor did say use APA, I'm going back to APA style, you'll notice that it doesn't say works cited. That's because APA's list of citations should be called a resource list. Reference list, okay? And if your instructor says some other type of formatting, then you would choose that, okay? Some people use Chicago. Any questions? Okay. So you can just copy it, paste
Not
it.
a question, but just wanted to respond. Jade, I'm responding to you in the chat box, but she is thinking about, writing an essay about the struggle of learning, and how it's, let's see if I can talk about fixed mindset and procrastination. So just, I'm glad that she's thinking about that right now. And
Great.
yeah.
Yes. So Jade, I'm going to go back. Okay, so this is the search screen. Remember, I typed in mindset. Let's type in, say what your topic was again.
I will read it. So she said, oops, hold on. She's thinking about the struggle of learning. I was wondering if I could talk about fixed mindset and procrastination and how it affects my learning. And so this will be an iSearch paper. So there is the opportunity to bring in personal experience, but also it will be very important for you to find sources here in the library or databases to help support your ideas. You can talk about your own experience, but you will also need to find information from some of these databases.
Yes, yes. And you know what? I love doing iSearch papers because you really do rely on your own personal experience with the topic. And the I stands for investigative. So you are an investigator. So you reflect on your own experiences with the topic, and then you start digging into the research and you start figuring out maybe why you do things, so it's very, very effective to do iSearch papers. But so I just typed in fixed mindset and procrastination. Let's see what pops up. Okay, so 27 results. And like I said, you could play with the results over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to leave everything as it is because I had set some filters already, but let's just take a look at it and see. Examining the relationship between helicopter parenting, probably not relevant. Do growth mindset and math benefits benefit females? Intentional learning, mindfulness, and mindset. And you
That
see
next
how
one.
the words are, that might be an
Yeah,
interesting.
the perfectionist one might be one.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Shifting the perfectionist mindset, absolutely.
Mhm.
So I'm going to click on that. And the article is right here. You can read it and see if it is relevant. And look, perfectionism and giftedness.
So one thing, Jade, is I have found that over the years working with so many students is that sometimes, not always, but sometimes students who procrastinate it's often related to their own ideas of what the teacher expects and them trying to meet the teacher's expectations and trying to sort of be perfect, like academically perfect. And so that's something that it's a really, really interesting topic, is to really understand what might be your cause of procrastination. And these kinds of articles can really help you understand that.
Absolutely right.
Mhm.
I procrastinate all the time. But you know, I work best under pressure, I find. So if something is due, you know, 2 days from now, I can crank it out the day before and it is stellar. I just work better in that mindset. So maybe that's the same with you, maybe not, you know. But yes, the iSearch paper gives you an opportunity to really think about what's going on, you know, how you are thinking, how you are processing things, how you see yourself in this situation. Okay. So back to this article, if this article works for you, Jade, you download it, you email it to yourself, you print it, you get the citation. Okay. Remember, you click the citation tool, you grab it. Isela, what format are you guys using?
MLA 9th edition.
Okay. So
Mhm.
you would just change it to MLA 9. And that's it. It's a works cited page that you will be building. So every piece of information you find, every article you read, every ebook, every video you've watched, every person you've talked to, even if you've talked to someone and kind of interviewed them and got their ideas about procrastination and mindset, you have to put that on your works cited page. You have to cite it properly. Okay. So you copy it and paste it onto your page. All right. So that's how you would use the ProQuest database. I went back to the screen with all of the databases, and we went under this pull down and we selected education, and it's showing us the top 5. Okay. And I used the one down here that's called ProQuest Research Library Social Sciences. I'm going to show you another database that's kind of a general catch-all database. It covers multiple subjects and it's very easy to use. So I'm going to go back to all 76 databases eventually. There, nope, hold on. Get there. There we go. So I'm under A to Z databases, and I'm going to click this very first one, which is called Academic Search Complete. Now, the database we just saw was called, it was a ProQuest database. ProQuest is the name of a company. It's the name of a company that, that puts out many, many, many different databases. Well, EBSCO, and you can see right here, it says EBSCO host. EBSCO is the name of another company that puts out many, many databases. And we subscribe to databases from both of those companies, ProQuest and EBSCO. Now, it is important, like I said, to remember which particular database you are searching in. In this case, we are searching in the database called Academic Search Complete. And there it is right there in gold. academic search complete. You need that information for your citation, okay? So here I'm going to type in.
And Miss Adoria, so at the beginning when we looked at education, it had 5 databases, but it wasn't EBSCO. EBSCO wasn't one of them.
EBSCO wasn't one of them, right?
But you're saying there's still, like I think you mentioned this earlier, that doesn't mean that they might be able to find information in a different database. Okay.
Oh yeah, that doesn't mean that you will not find information about education in the different databases outside of those 5 that were earmarked. Absolutely. These databases contain so much information. It is unbelievable. You could probably go to any one of the 76 and find information about your topic. That subject area that just streamlined your topic down to your subject rather down to those 5, that's just to kind of to help students who might be overwhelmed with the 76 number, so it's saying, okay, go ahead and focus on these 5. All right, but you can search outside of those 5 and you can find some good information as well. So you see, I'm in this academic search complete database. I'm starting to type procrastination, and look, it gives me ideas. Procrastination in college students, procrastination in time management and stress, mental health, and so on. All right, so let's look at procrastination in college students. Okay, so it's going to take me to the results. It shows me 396, way too many. I don't have time to go through all that. I'm sure you don't either. So I'm going to always refine my results over here on the left-hand side of the page. I always want full text articles. Okay. Now remember, the databases are searching magazines, newspapers, journals, places where videos are found. It's searching so many types of things, trade publications, book reviews, blah, blah, blah. So that's fine and dandy, but I want full text articles. I want to see the entire article so that I can read it and determine if it's going to work for writing my college paper. So you always want to select full text. Also, if you want academic journal articles, you want them peer reviewed. If you don't care about that and you are okay with newspaper articles or magazine articles, then you don't have to select that. Okay. Let's see here. Where it says references available, remember on the prior example, I showed you to just scroll to the bottom of the article and you saw all the references that those authors listed. Well, you can select that here to make sure that they are available with the results, okay? But I won't. You could also change the date right here. You could change it from 19 articles going back to 1992, which might be too old, to something more current, maybe 2010, okay? So it's going to search 2010 through 2023. It's updating and the results changed. You see, now we have 131 articles. And you could keep playing with these things on the left-hand side. Also, this is a really good thing. Subject thesaurus terms. So it's just showing you maybe some terminology that you didn't think of. And you can click on these to even focus your research a little bit more, okay? Maybe I want to look at psychology of college students, the psychology behind procrastination. It's going to show me 14, and there they are.
And maybe the other one, there was one on motivation. I just saw it.
Oh, motivation.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You see, I clicked that. I clicked show more, and it's showing me all of the things that I can really hone in on.
Oh, that's really good.
Which one was it? Motivation? Let's
Motivation. Yeah.
Update. Okay. So it's showing me 3 articles. Okay. And tomorrow is the busiest day of the week. Executive functions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. This is talking about, and you can see where it says subjects. It's talking about the subjects that are discussed in the article. Psychology of college students, emotion regulation, motivation, problem solving, procrastination, self-control, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can look down here. The experience of cognitive behavioral group coaching with college students, and so on. Keep looking at that. Suicide proneness in college students. And then even here's a video, okay? So just for the sake of demonstration, let's say the second one works for you, okay? And you can see it's an academic journal article because it says it right there. This is a live link, so I'm going to click it. All right. This is an informational page, very helpful information. If I don't want to read the entire article, all I have to do is skim this, read the abstract, which is a summary of the article, and see if it works for me. Okay. So you see all the words that I put into my search are sort of bolded. And this may work or it may not, and that's okay. If it doesn't work, you go back to your search results and manipulate them some more, or broaden them or narrow them differently. It's okay to do that when you are doing your research.
The articles below, Miss Adoria?
Say that again.
The full article, the full text is, where is that?
The full article is right here on
Right
the
there. Okay.
left-hand side where it
Got
says
it.
PDF full text. If I click that, it will open on the
Got it.
screen.
Got it.
Okay, and there it is. And this is a 19-page article. So like I said, read the abstract on that home page to see if it works for you instead of just sitting down to read all 19 pages. Okay.
Is there a way of, I think you've done this in the past with a previous class that I taught, where you could find certain words in
Mhm.
yeah, okay.
So that is on my computer, because I have a Mac, it is, let's see, Command F.
Mhm.
And then I could type in procrastination, or let's see, let me type in mindset. Oops, gotta spell it right.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wait, it's not working there because it's searching. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
Let's see here. IPA. Yeah. Okay. So if you hit Command and F for find, you type in what you want. Can you see that little box at the top of my
Yeah.
screen?
Yes.
Okay. And it shows me there's 8 times that the IPA shows up. Okay. So you could do that. And then you could click and it'll take you to where it is in the report. Okay.
Got it. Mhm.
Alrighty. So Control or Command F. So remember, when you find something that works, and let's say this works for you, download it. There's the way to download it right there,
Mhm.
or print it. Okay. Or you can go back to the go back a page, just hit your arrow back to this informational page, and you can save it to your hard drive, email it, print it. You could add it to your Google Drive folder, to your OneDrive folder. So this particular database, the EBSCO databases, have a few more features than the ProQuest, because ProQuest did not give us the option to download to your Google Drive or to your OneDrive. It just gave you the option to print or email or save. Okay.
And I just want to add something that comes up a lot because it's daunting, right? It could be really intimidating for students to see a 19-page article, right?
Yes.
And I'm asking them to find X number of articles, right? So just know that, I mean, it is hard work, but you might find an excellent article, but only maybe 2 paragraphs is relevant to your research topic.
Right.
So the rest of it may not be helpful, but those 2 paragraphs might be very helpful. Just so keep that in mind, Jade, and everybody who watches this, is that you have to think of it that way. And that's why you are a detective. You are searching for information, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to piggyback on that, there might be nothing written in the article that's helpful, but maybe they have a picture that's helpful or a chart or a graph. And so you would find that. Let's see if I can grab one. Okay, maybe this chart works for you. You would copy that and you could paste it into your paper, but you have to cite the source. You always have to cite the source, even if it's a picture or, a phone call, with someone. You always have to cite the source. So you would do that by using the citation tool, which is over here in this column of helpful stuff. On the right-hand side, you would click Cite. It's just like we saw in the ProQuest database. You scroll down till you find the correct format. So we're passing APA 7, passing Chicago. We're going down to MLA 9 right there. Okay, that's what you're using. MLA 9th edition. You have to copy the entire thing, all of it. Okay, if you miss anything, it is wrong. Okay. Also, I want to point out something. So you see how, let me make this a little bigger for you. There we go. You see in this citation how that first line shows the author's last name. Author's last name is Torbrand, Torbrand, Torbrand. Okay. So it's author's last name, comma, first name. And then the subsequent author is listed here, first name, last name. Okay. But you see how this first line sticks out, but the second line and the third line are sort of indented. That is required for your citations. That is called a hanging indentation. Hanging indentation. You must do that. Okay. If you don't do that, your citation is actually formatted wrong. And if your instructor is a stickler, they are going to take off points. You need all this punctuation. You'll notice that these words right here are in italics. That is all required. The title of the article is in quotation marks. That is required as well. There is a period at the end. That is required.
Mm-hmm.
Right
So
here.
I've been teaching them. I've been pretty much of a stickler on those things, but not taking points off yet. But for this last one, I will be doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Now there's something that a lot of students don't realize, and this is kind of where EBSCO, the company that owns these databases, gets a little lazy, I think. Right here it says EBSCO host. Okay. Now, if you look at the elements for an MLA 9th edition citation, it'll say, author's name, name of the title of the article, title of the journal it was put in, volume number, date published, page, and then it asks for the database that it was found in. Okay. EBSCO host is not the name of this database that we found this article in. That is incorrect. The name of the database that we found the article in is right here at the top. It's called Academic Search Complete. So Professor Santana, if you were a real stickler, you would mark points off if students put this in their works cited page and did not swap out EBSCO host for the correct name of the database, which is Academic Search Complete. Okay. So in my class, students are required to swap it out. So they get rid of EBSCO host because that is not the name of the database. And they put in the correct name of the database they are using, Academic Search Complete.
Since we said it here, I will be doing that.
Sorry, folks. But that is technically correct, the way you do it. And then right here you have, this is like the web address so that your instructor could actually get back to the article if she wanted to see the article in its entirety. Okay, this is the way she could do it, by clicking on this. So this is actually required as part of your citation as well. All right. Okay, So let me see here. We're going to move right along. Okay, so we looked at one search. I did that first, showed you everything. Then we looked at our databases and ebooks. We found some journal articles. We did not find an ebook, but it's the same thing in the databases. An ebook would open up on the screen just like those articles did, okay? Now let me show you the research guides really quick. So I'm going to go back to the library's homepage. Hopefully you will see that in a second. There we go, library's homepage. Over here on the left-hand side, research guides. If you click that, just keep this in mind when you have an assignment, because if it's an assignment that occurs regularly, you know, or a lot of instructors use this particular assignment, we might have made a guide for it to guide your progress through from start to completion. So we have some guides here for communications. Let's see. Oh, look right here. English 1A, iSearch. So if you click on that, now this is specific to Professor Henderson's iSearch assignment. However, it might be the same for yours. This particular assignment that she did for her class was on identity, race, class, and gender. You could just swap that out for your topic, which is, you know, related to education. Make sure that all of the components match your assignment that Professor Santana has given you, but we show you how to work your way through the assignment, okay? Everything you need is right here under this guide. Now you see Professor Henderson is using APA, Professor Santana is using MLA, okay? But this will still be helpful. There's the strategy on how to get started, what questions you would ask yourself, because remember, when you're doing an iSearch paper, you are an investigator, okay? So there are questions you need to ask and try to answer. How to brainstorm the keywords, etc.
That's great.
Okay? Yeah, so all of this is right here under the lib guides, also known as subject guides. You can get to it from the first page, library's homepage, research guides, and then click on English 1A iSearch paper. All right. I also want to show you the citation style guides, which are right here. So if you need help formatting your APA style guides or Chicago or MLA style, we have some helpful things here. Under MLA, we have a cheat sheet for you. Let me find that. It's this one, I believe. Here is a cheat sheet that you can print out, or you can just come into the library and get a copy. We have them available at the reference desk. It shows you how to properly format all sources, all types of sources for your MLA citations, okay? It's a 2-page or front and back cheat sheet. And depending on the type of source, see that in this column? The formatting might be different. So you have to pay attention to what you are dealing with. If you're dealing with a web page, this is how you would set it up. If you're dealing with a video, this is how you set it up, and so on. Okay. All of that is available on the library's home page. All right. Let's see here. So when you find information, remember you were asking about using the internet to find information. That's totally fine, but you have to evaluate the sources of information that you have found on the internet, because you can't assume that everything is trustworthy or high quality. There are some places on the internet where you can find some high quality information. Google Scholar is a great place to look, JSTOR, Google Books, etc. You can find some good information there. And if you find a web page and you're not quite sure about the information that you found on the web page, what you can do is apply something that's called the CRAP test. Yes, CRAP test. And that is a test to evaluate the quality of information found on the internet or elsewhere, but specifically on the internet, okay? Because remember I said the internet is open to anyone, so anyone and everyone can publish anything they want, and you have to figure out if it's going to be relevant and high quality enough for you to use. So you would look at the currency. That's what the C stands for, currency of the item that you found on the internet. You would look at the relevance of it, the authority. Where did the source come from? Who's the author? What are his credentials? You would look at accuracy. Do you see any typos? Do things look crazy? Are there a lot of pop-ups for you to buy, you know, a Thigh Master or something like that? You know, you have to be on the lookout for these things. And then purpose. Why does the information exist? Is it to manipulate you into buying something? Is it just to inform people who read, to educate? What? Okay, so that's the CRAP test, C-R-A-A-P. So you would run whatever you find through this test, and you make the determination whether or not it passed the test or not. If it passed all of these criteria with flying colors, then yeah, use the source of information you found on the internet. Make sure you cite it properly. Okay, and we talked about citations. Are you requiring in-text citations, Isela? Okay, so there you go.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so you need to know how to use in-text citations. If you go back to the library's homepage and look under citation styles, that link, you can find some information on how to do your in-text citations as well as your citations on your works cited list. All right. So
now I think that's been a little bit tricky. Like so far, I've been given mostly articles, right? And I think like I'm having them include parenthetical citations with like paragraph numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and I think a part of that is like when they start using the databases, are there page numbers? And
there, for most articles, yes, there will be page numbers. Yes, you might come across some that don't, you know, and they're just not listed. And that's the thing that also I want to mention. That cheat sheet I just showed you, the MLA cheat sheet, which is this one. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So for example, if you find, let me make this a little bigger. You see it says ebook from online database. Okay. That's great. You're going to use the ebook, but maybe the ebook that you see in the database doesn't have all of these elements. Maybe there's no year of publication listed. Okay, for example, you just skip that. You put all the other information that you can find, but you skip that from your citation. Okay, so there might not be page numbers. There just aren't. You can't make them up. Don't try to make them up. Just skip it. Okay.
So if there is no page number, they should include the authors in the parenthetical citation, author's last name, and
right.
And something else. Let's say they use, because if they're using multiple sources. Yeah. Okay. I think I've answered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for example, this one says Alvaro page 770, right? If there's no page number listed, it would just say Alvaro.
Okay.
In parentheses with a period at the end. Okay. You don't make up a page number. And the citation would not have this in it, where it says page 765 through 781. There would be nothing there. There would be a period after the date of publication, 2017 period. Okay. All right. And any questions you have about doing this, make sure you just stop by the library. Our reference librarians are skilled at all of this. Okay. All righty. And like I said, if you need help, drop by during business hours. You can text, you can call, you can email, you can chat with us. The chat kept opening up when I was trying to show you things. Let me show you where the chat is. Hold on for a minute. It's here somewhere. Merritt College Library. This is how you can chat with a librarian live during business hours. Just click on that gold bar right there. It opens up and you just start chatting, okay? Librarians can Zoom with you. You can call them on the phone and they will answer questions on the phone. It doesn't matter. There's many ways to get help.
And they can come in if they want to, right?
Yes,
If they're able
yes.
to, right?
Absolutely. Yes, there's usually 2 of us there. I'm usually there, plus the reference librarian. So we can help you. Okay. If you want to take it a step further and learn even more about research, enroll in one of my classes. I am an awesome instructor, if I do say so myself. We have the LAS 85, which is a late start, 8-week short-term course, 2 units, satisfies the computer literacy requirement for graduation, and it's fully transferable. Or we have the non-credit research skills mini courses, which can be completed in 3 hours each and can earn you a certificate of completion if you complete all 3. Very simple, very easy.
Yes.
Not a problem. Okay.
Yep, yep. This was awesome. This was great.
Oh, I'm glad.
Keep getting better, Miss Adoria.
Oh, I tried.
Yes. Yes. So true. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to, students, I'm going to post this on our Canvas site for week. I will post it this week. So I will add that, even though I already published it yesterday, I will be posting this recording. All right. And if you have any questions that haven't been answered or more questions came up as you watch this video, you know what to do. There's lots of help in the library. You can also reach out to me in the Canvas inbox or schedule an appointment with me during my office hours. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping